Good evening, everyone. I was waiting just a little bit longer because there was another candidate that said he was going to show up, but I went outside right now and I don't see him out there. So we're going to go ahead and start. We want to respect each and every single one of y'all's time. My name is Javier De Leon, and I'm the president and CEO of the Greater Chamber of Harlingen. And you know, it's such an honor and privilege to be hosting forums. You know, there's 4 candidates running for this position, and each and every single one of them are an amazing individual. You know, being in the political arena, it's a lot of work, and people don't realize how much time and effort and resources that you put in yourselves and your family to do this. You know, not everybody, it's not cut out for everyone, and it's a lot of responsibility, it's a lot of obligation, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of dedication, and I can keep going on with things, but I want to thank each and every single one of you for being here. We couldn't ask for better individuals to get involved in the community and seeing how things go on. Before we start, I just want to let you know that the Chamber is hosting, this is the second of 3 that we're going to be hosting. And one of the things that we want to do is we want to make sure that we want everybody to feel comfortable. We want the candidates to feel comfortable, because if they feel comfortable, then we get the best from each and every single one of them. So we're going to have a moderator come up here, and I'm going to introduce him in a second. But I do want to let you all know that the Chamber is neutral. We are transparent, and we want to make sure. In fact, I'm going to stop for a second because Chino Sanchez is here, and so he's our 4th candidate. Come on in, sir. So we have 100% participation. That is awesome. Let's give a round of applause for that. So I just want to conclude with the Chamber. Again, we are neutral. We try to be transparent, and because of that, we wanted to have a moderator that was not from Harlingen, even though she's a big supporter of Harlingen, she's part of the Valley, but it wasn't someone in Harlingen. So we picked an individual that has an extensive background, someone that has been a state representative in the past, knows what it's like to be in politics, knows what it's like to dedicate her life in the arena. She's a top executive at UTRGV. She's the Executive Vice President of Governmental Affairs. In fact, I got to know Veronica because my role at TSTC in Harlingen was Executive Vice President of Governmental Affairs. So I got to know how to operate at the Capitol and the legislature, but I realized that my capabilities was right here, and Veronica's was way over here. So I learned a lot from Veronica. So Veronica could be doing a lot of things this evening. She's all over the Valley. She's all over the state traveling. But for her to be here in Harlingen, that just says that she's really serious, and she wants to make an impact and help the people of Harlingen. So without further ado, let me introduce, just one more thing. Veronica is going to give you the rules of the game. She's going to explain everything. She's going to explain how many minutes you have for intro, how many minutes you have for questions. She's going to explain the closing remarks. She's going to even explain how the questions are going to be going on. And we did this the first round last week. And so what we're doing is she's going to be doing things randomly so that no one is able to prepare for the questions, because we're not even going to know what the questions are. She'll explain that. One final footnote: the restrooms are in the back to the left as you go out, in case you need to go to the restroom. And 2, you have some index cards next to you. We're going to be taking a couple of questions if we have time from the community. So if there's something that you want to ask, please write it down. And if you don't have an index card and you do want to write something, raise your hand and we can give one to you. And we can also give you a pen. And what we'll do is sometime along the course, Veronica will say, this may be a perfect time to pass out or pick up the index cards. So with that said, Veronica, this is your show. Let's give a round of applause for Veronica.
Well, thank you so much, Javier. It is truly my pleasure to be with you all tonight. I want to say Javier is very modest because I have learned a lot from him too, and I want to say to him that I was at your gala just last week. Y'all did an amazing job at your gala, and the work that you're doing here, you and your staff here at the Chamber, has really taken the Chamber to new heights. So congratulations, and please help me in giving a round of applause to Javier and his staff. So as Javier mentioned, I work with UTRGV. We're all over the valley, including in Harlingen. We love all the things that are happening here. And so I was happy to come and join y'all tonight as your moderator. Gentlemen, thank you so much for doing this evening. And as Javier mentioned, thank you for jumping into the pit, right, of politics. As he said, it is not always an easy task. Sometimes you have to grow a very thick skin to be involved in politics. But I commend you for the fact that you have decided to run and to give of your time and energy to this wonderful city. So this is a candidate forum. It's not a debate. Each candidate should share his perspective on the topic of questions and sharing with the residents why you believe that you should be the one they should vote for office. You are not to engage each other. As I mentioned, it's not a debate, so don't engage with each other. Just answer the questions. With the audience being the persons that you're answering to. Audience members, I ask that you may clap when you hear an answer you like, but please try to remain quiet during the time that they're answering the questions. And while you may love them, no cheering. While you might not like them, no heckling. And please, no literature or propaganda being passed out during the forum. The audience will have the opportunity to participate by asking some questions. As Javier mentioned, you'll have a card in front of you and you can write questions and then we'll pick them up and possibly have time for one or two of those questions at the end. So this is how the forum is going to go. Each candidate is going to get 1 minute to introduce themselves, make an opening statement. And you have, tell me your name again? Liz, of course. Liz is here with the time clock, as you can see. The numbers couldn't get any bigger than that, so thank you, Liz. And that way you'll know how much time you have left. You're also going to get 2 minutes for closing after the questions. In this little bag are 8 chips, like you see in Las Vegas, right? They're chips, they have numbers 1 through 8 on them. You have in front of you 8 topics that we could ask questions about. When I pick a chip out of here, randomly, it may be topic 2, which is city operations, right? And I'll ask you a question. You will all get the same question. And so you'll have an opportunity. I will start on this end, and then the next time I'll start with the next candidate, the next time and so forth. So you each get a chance to start answering the questions. You will have 2 minutes to answer the question. Then, and again, the responses are timed. We are scheduled for 1 hour, and I think we're going to be able to cover maybe 4 or 5 topics during that hour within the 2 possible questions from the audience. So ladies and gentlemen, here are the 8 topics that they could be asked questions on. Number 1 is city budget and taxes. Number 2, city operations. Number 3, community development. Number 4, economic development. Number 5, infrastructure. Number 6, public safety. Number 7, regional collaboration. And number 8, vision. Nobody has seen these questions except for myself and my colleague at work that is also acting as a moderator. We purposely did it that way so that nobody had the questions ahead of time. We want to see how people do on their feet. And we also have numerous questions under each topic so that the questions that were asked at the first forum will not be asked at the second forum, right? And at the third as well. So with that, Mayor, good to see you. Thank you for joining us this evening. So with that, I'm going to get started. And before we ask questions, so we're going to allow you to introduce yourself. So we're going to start with you, Mr. Vargas, and then we'll move down the road. So you have 1 minute to introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. I want to thank the chamber for the invite. And thank the chamber for the invite. Also, I'd like to say that I feel privileged to be here in front of the citizens. I was raised in Harlingen for like 67 years or so. My name is Greater Vargas. I know like BT my qualifications as a candidate. I worked for 20 years in banking. I worked for Wells Fargo Bank for 10 years. I worked for First National Bank for another 10 years. I worked for AIG. I was a district manager for 15 years, and I handled operations and I handled the audit compliance of those offices. I'm also a small business owner for 25 years, and I currently want to add that.
You're telling us, go ahead and finish your sentence, though.
Well, I was going to say that I'm currently the chairman for the audit department for Harlingen. I'm currently, I've been doing that for almost 2 years, I believe, and I want to bring transparency to this district.
Thank you so very much. Mr. Morales?
Hello, and good afternoon or evening. Thank you to the Chamber, Ms. Gonzalez, thank you. First things first, yes, my name is Frank Morales. I am the current City Commissioner for District Number 4. I was born in Lawton, but I spent a good chunk of time in Harlingen. I was raised in Harlingen. After college, I moved away, came back after 35 years or so. Harlingen was number 3 in the valley. Right now it's number 6. It is that got me motivated into running for office. So with that in mind, and what I've seen and what I've learned from everybody out here and everybody out there, yes, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. For instance, if anybody took a glance at Saturday's paper, this is a glimpse of what has been happening in Harlingen for the longest time. And if I have a chance, I will go back to this. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sanchez?
My name is Basilio Chino Sanchez, and I grew up in the barrio right there in Fillmore, and I'm still there. And I know every corner of the city of the District 4. I know the needs, and I know it's been abandoned for a long time. I was there before 10 years ago, and we made some change on that, but we still need some more change on that. I got a lot of plans. I make promise what I can make with my team, even the other commissioner, the mayor, whatever they work in there, I'll work together with them. I don't make promise that I cannot be done. So we make a lot of change on that. We put a lot of lights. We fix the streets. We make drainage on Emma Street. We still need some more work. But these years before, they have been doing anything. So that's why I'm getting back in there, trying to get back in there. If the voters say yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Peña? Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Roberto Peña. I'm a lifelong resident of Harlingen. I was born and raised here, and I am a product of Harlingen. All my friends know me as Beto, and I'm okay with that. I'm currently employed by the Cameron County District Attorney's Office as an investigator. I have approximately 35 years in law enforcement. I'm very familiar with a lot of problems that occur, and I believe I know some of the reasons why they occur. My adult life has been in public service. All I'm doing now is extending that in a different manner. Should I be victorious, fortunate enough to win, I'm going to retire from that job and become a full-time city commissioner for the city of Harlingen.
Thank you so much. All right, now we're going to get started with the questions. As you can see, there's a little bag here, and I'm just going to draw a chip out of the bag. Chip number 3, so we're going to be talking about community development. And my question on that is, let me start with you, Mr. Vargas. Is there anything in Harlingen's zoning regulations or code enforcement that you would like to see changed, and if so, what? 2 minutes.
Yes, for the code enforcement, I think it's critical to know that. No, that's.
This did stop the time, so you're not, it's not taking away from that. All right, go.
code enforcement, I was saying that as I speak to the citizens of District 4, there's been concerns as far as the lighting, as far as the infrastructure, as far as the alleys and being not cleaned up, trees falling down, branches hanging from the trees. I mean, concerns such as the potholes, of course, you know, so, and I think that one of the most critical concerns that I hear is the public safety. You know, I believe that we have to see if we can get the code enforcer from Harlingen to have a strategic plan to go around the neighborhood, especially District 4. I mean, I came across some of the alleys. I came across some of the lighting. The lighting is so dark at night, very dark. And for the most part, that's been the concern of some of the citizens here in Harlingen, especially on Buchanan, especially on F Street, Harrison, especially Fillmore, Pierce, Coolidge, and all these areas. The concern is the fact that it's so dark at night. And I was told by two ladies that there's drugs going around. You know, they're selling drugs in some neighborhoods, and they're afraid to call. And when they do call, you know, there's no response from not quick response. There is response, but not quick enough. By the time the PD gets there, then they're all gone and nothing happens. So that's one of my action plans, is to see I can get with the code enforcement of Harlingen, the city of Harlingen, see what can be done to have some more people, some troops on the ground, as you might say. It's going back to the basics, you know, and see what we can do.
Thank you. Mr. Morales, let me repeat the question here. Is there anything in Harlingen's zoning regulations or code enforcement that you would like to see changed, and if so, what?
Most definitely. One of the things that I've come across, and I get chewed out by plenty of developers, is when somebody wants to build a single home for 1,200 square feet to 1,300 square feet, and it takes them 13 months to complete. And that's not the first one. I've had multiple of those. Yet at times, we have businesses that just shoot through the roof and they're done within 90 to 120 days. That needs to stop. Everything has to work according to plan. The delays in issuing out permits and the delays in giving out the inspections are unreal. There's plenty of people that have lost their shirts waiting to get those permits done. And I've had many of conversations with some of the people on the staff. One of the problems that I brought it up, and they hammered me on this. My banker is upset because I started to do work in Harlingen. Why are they upset? Because they know Harlingen is very hard to get along with and work. That needs to stop. That needs to be worked on. I'm not saying get rid of people, but we need to do what? Streamline it so we can get that squared. If we want, and we need buildings, we need housing, and we need it done efficiently without any delays. If we can start doing that, I promise you, instead of us looking for companies, they will be coming to us. There's a major explosion going on in the valley, and if we don't take advantage of it now, we're going to lose it. And if I get a chance to bring up some other issues, you will know firsthand. The potholes, the alleys, believe it or not, that is a major issue. But we need to have revenues coming in. If we don't get these revenues coming in, we're lost.
Thank you. Mr. Sanchez?
Well, if I have to make any change on that situation, I don't think there's not very much. I'm just asking the people that work there, that have respect for the people they go to get any permission or anything they do. And especially with the poor people, they go there and they don't put any attention to them. If you don't go with somebody, they know somebody in there. Really, if they got a respect for the job you're doing in there, you have to be respectable for everybody. I don't think they need any change in there because the people they hire in there, they know what they're doing. They work hard every day. They stay there all day, 8 hours a day. And I think for me, it's not that many changes to do. Just respect it to the people. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Pena, zoning regulations or code enforcement, anything you would like to see changed, and so what?
I think the city is moving along very well in regard to the zoning. So I have no comment about that. I think great progress has been made. Now, insofar as code enforcement is concerned, during the campaign, while my wife and I walked endless miles campaigning, and I even posted a picture of one abandoned home on my Facebook page. And the reason I did that is because 2 houses down was an elderly gentleman. And I asked him, I said, what do you think about that house? And he said, I wish it wasn't there. Believe me, like I said, I spent many years in law enforcement inside a dilapidated home with no windows, missing wood. It's been abandoned. Nothing good happens in there. And it's not where, if it was in your neighborhood, you wouldn't want it there. Let's find the owners. Let's contact them. Let's give them every opportunity to make it good or get rid of it. Okay? Now, insofar as building, my wife and I just recently completed a structure in our backyard. We did have an issue. It was a minor issue. And to me, it's an issue that can be eliminated or gotten rid of by simply the department head offering training on a regular basis to his employees. I was told 2 different things until finally Mr. Cervantes got a hold of me and said, no. I'm sorry, you were misinformed. Okay, no problem. But the minor issue that came up, I said, well, if this is happening to me, I hope it's not happening to major developers. And if it is, it needs to get fixed. Streamline the process, get out of the way as much as the city can, but still maintain what we want to see accomplished in the manner that we want to see it accomplished.
Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to another topic. Okay, so we're now number 4, economic development. Okay, this time I'm going to start with you, Mr. Morales. What steps or strategies would you encourage to promote and grow Harlingen's downtown district or other key areas of the city?
We can start with downtown, but the key, in my opinion, there's going to be some major growth in the whole valley. And it started off with SpaceX. Personally, the EDC is doing a pretty good job. And if we turn them loose, they will do a fantastic job. If you're not aware of this, FAR, San Benito, West Loco, they're all talking to people across the border. And I'm not referring to this just the little cities across the border, like Matamoros and Reynosa. They're going into interior Mexico. And they're going to come in and they're going to do great. There's going to be a lot of products, a lot of movement coming in across the border, from there to here. Unfortunately, it's going to go to those. But we need to increase and do a better job of our infrastructure, our water and sewer. Once we do that, which is vital, the first thing, the basic thing of life is water. Once we get that squared away, started the right process, we can bring those people in and from all over the place. This is a hub that's going to transcend across the state of Texas. We need to be careful and we need to be assertive. If we wait, the only thing we're going to get out of the Los Indios Bridge is 25% of what comes across the border. You see, instead of being assertive and building in the U.S. right here in Harlingen, we need to be careful. I know what I'm asking. I know what I'm saying. I'm seeing that already. But right now, I just leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. You pass the mic down. Mr. Sanchez, so what steps or strategies would you encourage to promote and grow Harlingen's downtown district or other key areas of the city?
Well, I think EDCs are good. It's good for the economy, for Harlingen. We have to give the opportunity to the people. They want to come to Harlingen. If we can do it to best pro shop and spend on about $1 million a year and helping that facility to continue in the state of Harlingen, I think we got money to help these people who wants to come and make business with Harlingen. We got an empty mall. Man, I wouldn't believe it. It's empty, completely. I get in there, and it's a beautiful mall, but it's empty. What we need to do? We need to get together with the Chamber of Commerce, to the ABC, to the 4B, and everything we can to bring people to build in Harlingen, bring some business to Harlingen, because it's necessary. I know we've been building a lot of houses, and I'm proud of the realtors, the real estate. They've been doing a great job because they're making a lot of houses, new colonias, new streets. I mean, Harlingen got the people, but we don't got the stores. We need to bring some more big stores. We got a bunch of restaurants, which is good, but we need to bring where the people can work to. We need to bring some more jobs for Harlingen. And I think we can do it together. I like to work together with the Chamber of Commerce, the ADC, the 4B, the CDP. I mean, we can do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Pena, steps or strategies that you would encourage to promote and grow downtown district or other parts of the city?
But first, let me just say that downtown Harlingen brings back a lot of memories to me as a child when growing up. I grew up on West Taylor, kind of down the street from downtown, and I always loved going downtown. I love those old buildings. I like them so much, still like them, that I bought a building downtown. Unfortunately, something called COVID happened. My wife and I sold luxuries. People were not shopping for luxury during COVID. So it caused a drastic drop in business for us. But we remained open for about 14 years there. We had a great time. But it brought back those childhood memories. I say that whatever is needed to improve the facade of those buildings and make the best presentation to out-of-towners coming into town, let's see what we can do. Can we partner up with the downtown district? Is it a matching thing or is it a full 100% city thing? I hope not. I hope it's more like a matching thing. There are other areas in town. Now the mall, unfortunately, is a private property. We can't do much about that, but I have some ideas that will bring people to the mall and help sustain the few businesses that remain, and maybe encourage others to come in there if we can make that event an annual thing. Because they know and realize that many thousands of people, the potential of thousands of people coming into Harlingen. Every single main corridor in Harlingen has to be spruced up. That's the first impression that Harlingen gives to people coming into our town. The chamber does a great job working with businesses in town. How can we improve that? As a city, how can we become involved to make that even better?
Thank you. If you'll pass the mic down to Mr. Vargas. Let's see how it's working.
Thank you so much. First of all, I also can add to what Mr. Pena is saying. I believe in the small business. I believe that if we can sustain the small business in Harlingen, and starting in downtown, and we can encourage them and approach them. I approached up to 21 business owners the last couple of months, and their concern is their resource. They don't have the right resources to go to the banker, as far as the program, to do better with the inventory. I heard so many concerns. They don't have the help. So I believe that if we can sustain our small business in Harlingen, that is the engine of the city of Harlingen. They bring revenue. It's not that much revenue, but they bring some revenue. We need to help the small business. I'm a small business owner. I've been a small business owner for major development coming into West Lakeland. That's it, as you can see it. If you drive down there, you can see how everything is growing in that area. And I believe that he can come to Harlingen too. But I believe that there's certain people, pools of people that can help with that. There's some people that can help with the local businesses. And we just have to come together and strategize a plan. And I believe that we can make it together. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, if you haven't started to write your questions down on your index card, might be a good time to start to do that. But hold on to them and we'll get them picked up in a little while from you. But just as you're hearing the candidates speaking, you might have some ideas and some questions you want to ask. Okay, great. And now to the next topic. All right, we're going to start with, this is topic 6 on public safety. My question to you is, what are some current challenges the city is facing regarding public safety, and how would you maximize your city commissioner role to remedy this? And we're going to start this time with Mr. Sanchez.
Well, like I said before, I'm a former city commissioner of Harlingen 10 years ago. I want to repeat this again. When I get into the commissioner, I find out that there was a lot of problems in the barrio when we had to get together and work and fix the problems, especially with the police officers. I got a lot of complaints, and I talked to the chief of police, me and the city manager and the mayor, and we decided to put the cameras on the police officer. That way I protect my officer and I protect the people, my community too, at the same time. So they reserve exactly the problem that we was using for. Another thing that we do for the police department, they bought small cars. It was kind of hard for them to get out and follow somebody with all the equipment they got. So we decided, again, with the city manager and the mayor, they helped me to buy some new units. There was Tahoes and Fords, big trucks, so they can get out and move, because there was 8 hours they had to be in the car or in the truck. And man, it was very hard for them. So we do that, and I think that was the best thing we can do for that. And finally, for the community to protect it, that was too. That's my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you. You'll pass it down to Mr. Pena. Mr. Pena, question again is, what are some of the current challenges the city is facing regarding public safety, and how would you maximize your city commissioner role to remedy these problems?
Harlingen is not the only one facing these issues, and I know that because of my job. The issues are serious, and I think that one of the problems that has happened that has led up to this is the breakdown of the family unit. What juveniles are doing today, they would have never thought about doing, for example, when I was a juvenile. Because it was all about respect. It was about respect to your family, respect to your neighbor, respect to your friends. So Harlingen is no different. Believe me, I see it every day. One thing that could be done, and let me say this, my thing is, let's make Harlingen more family friendly, okay? One of the things, first of all, Harlingen Police Department is a fine agency, but like everybody else, they have challenges. Our office currently has 3 juveniles at Darrell Hester Unit, the holding center for juveniles that are facing murder charges. So a long time ago, when juveniles would steal hubcaps or key a car, we're way past that. Juveniles are now killing people. Not all. That's not right. Again, it goes back to the family unit. As a city commissioner, I would make sure, or try to make sure, that the Harlingen Police Department has in place programs, a community outreach program, and I will do everything possible to make sure that that program succeeds. One of the things that Harlingen did several years ago was they placed a police officer in every single housing project. I'm not sure if they're still there now, but if they're not, let's go back to do that. Let's show the citizens a positive image of the police department and let them know that police are not just there to arrest them. They're there to help.
Thank you. Mr. Vargas?
Public safety is a big concern for District 4, especially on the west side. And I'm talking about M Street, Buchanan, I'm talking about Commerce and all those areas. That area right there needs more troops on the ground. I was talking to a lady that she mentioned to me that she knows of people selling drugs from their homes. You know, she said she made a call. I don't know if she did or not. I don't know what happened with that. I personally made a call like a year ago where I saw with my eyes they were getting drugs at a certain house. And the PD responded quick. We had an awesome PD. They do respond. They put one of those cars where it looks military, but it's just to control the traffic. And within 2 weeks or so, there was a raid in that house, and they arrested like 8 to 10 people. Okay? So we do have a plan of action in place for us in City of Harlingen. What I'd like to see more is more of the community getting involved with like a neighborhood watch, where we can get some people in the west side to be active and to be watching to see what you see need to report. If we can get some people involved. I was visiting another citizen, and I ring the bell, and she's looking at me through that small little camera on that door, and she's yelling at me, "Who are you? Who are you? I don't know you. I don't know you. Go away. Go away." I said, there's a lot of fear in our community. There's a lot of fear in the community. So I feel that we can get some more, maybe getting together with the chief and see if we can get some. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morales.
Public safety is a major concern across the board, not just on the west side. One of the things that needs to happen is we need to find ways to hire and keep officers. They have plenty of opportunities elsewhere. We need to increase our officers and keep them here. And one of the ways we can do that is not just by more pay, but by giving them specialized education and training that they're asking for. By paying for some of those CEUs, the credit education, I can't think of what it stands for, but at the end of the day, they get this specialized training. Without that, they miss out. We need to have more boots on the ground. We want to lower one of the things that will happen soon, the speed limit will be reduced from 30 to 25. We need to keep that in mind. We have plenty of speed bumps. Why do we have plenty of speed bumps? Because we lack officers. Every set of speed bumps that you see out there is costing this city about $4,000. We have, for the first time in quite a while, provided the PD with a decent pay raise. That had not happened in a long time. Thanks to her, thanks to being able to work, and referring to the mayor, they were able to get a decent raise, but that is not enough. They lack tools, and they lack so much more that I really don't want to discuss here, because I don't want the bad guys to say and take advantage of what is out there. And you don't have to be into law enforcement to know exactly the dedication of these officers and the love that they have for this city is awesome. Some of them have been here for a lot of years. Some of them live somewhere else and they work here. And they will continue to do that. And I thank them.
Thank you so much. I think we're doing really well on time. I appreciate that from each of you. So we're going to go into our fourth topic. This one we will start with Mr. Pena. And the number is number 1. So city budget and taxes. My question to you is, what strategies would you implement to maximize the city's current budget and stretch the taxpayer dollars?
I'm a firm believer in effective use of everything that is in place now. We have to be conservative with the budget. Even after the current city commissioners and the mayor worked countless number of hours to try and prepare the best budget possible, there's always going to be changes. But I think that the thought of being conservative is what will bring everybody forward, okay? Insofar as taxes is concerned, nobody likes to pay higher taxes. Nobody does. But what cost $1 yesterday, today may cost $1.50. Somehow the city has got to make up that money. I honestly feel that the voter-approved tax rate was low enough. What I'm proposing is let's offer every single Harlingen homeowner an additional $3,000 tax cut in addition to the $10,000 already granted by the county. I think that would bring a lot of people into Harlingen. It certainly would motivate sellers. Their selling point was going to be, you get an additional $3,000. Now, can the city budget take that? I don't know yet. But I will propose it, and if it's at all doable, that's what we need to do. That brings in more people, that brings in more housing, that brings in hopefully more businesses. All of a sudden, Harlingen is the place to be, the place to go. Thank you.
Mr. Vargas? You'll pass the microphone.
Thank you so much. I want to touch bases on the taxes. There's been a lot of talk on taxes. And so there's an increase on the property taxes. I want to say this. The city of Harlingen needs revenue. There's a lot of equipment, a lot of things that the city needs, and we cannot get those unless we have revenue. There's a lot of development coming in, a lot of construction coming in, a lot of businesses coming in, small businesses can be revenue also, as I mentioned before. So I believe, let me say this, taxation is a tough vote. No one wants to pay more taxes. I have 19 properties, and all of them there was an increase on my taxes. I had to pay $31,000 more. I don't mind paying the taxes. I really don't mind, as long as I get a lot more from the city. Okay, which means that I want my alleys clean, I want the roads fixed, I want the infrastructure, I want my drainage done, fixed. As long as we can get more from our city, I'm okay. The revenue is going to be used wisely by the city. We're going to get the equipment that we need for our PD. We're going to get the equipment we need for public works. We're going to get all the money that we need to function this city and to take us to the next level.
Thank you. Mr. Morales, what strategies would you implement to maximize the city's current budget and stretch those taxpayer dollars?
First things first, earlier I talked about the foreign investors. One of the things that we need to keep in mind, when I was down the street on Hanson, I had an individual whose taxes went from $500 to $300, $300 more, went up to $800. He's going to have a hard time paying those taxes. Go to another part of District Number 4. A federal agent said, look, if this keeps on going, I'm going to leave Harlingen and Cameron County altogether. I don't need to be here. So we're going to lose those tax revenues. Now, as far as taxes, yes, we all want them lower, and we need those taxes. The question is, how do we bring in some more tax revenues? I mentioned it earlier. We need to have outside investors. We need to bring in these people to come in and spend more money here. That comes through what? Tourism. Earlier, I mentioned this. San Benito is bringing in some tourism. We just don't realize it. All right? This is a ballet from New York City that's coming in to perform. We have our own opera singer here in town. Well, are we taking advantage of that? Of course not. Do you realize he has a production company in Guadalajara, Mexico? Wouldn't it be nice to bring him over and he can educate us and bring all the contacts that he has with actors, singers, producers? producers, directors, you name it. He is a wealth of information. We are not taking advantage of what we have right before us. We need more sales revenue. Sales, not so much tax revenue. We did 2.5 this year. We did 900 some odd thousand the year before, last year. We did 1 point something million the year before that. We cannot run the same play over and over and say it's 3.5% every year.
Thank you. Mr. Sanchez.
More city budget. City budget is not just to see who's gonna get what on the District 5. And you have to read the budget. It's a big book like that you have to read it. If you don't put attention to what's going on in there, then you're out of the place. I mean, you're not doing anything. It's like some of the commissioners, they say, well, I want not to increase the tax. Yeah, but you don't know nothing to prevent or stop increasing the property value and the houses. They cost more. They cost more money. I know a lot of people smile and smile and everything because they know those are the one. Over here with us, they push this man. They put it in there, and I don't think it's right. When you get in there, as the commissioner, you have to do your own doing. I mean, what your heart say, not what the other people tell you to do. And they find commissioner. The mayor don't vote. Why they didn't? They tell, no, it's the mayor, they doing wrong. No, it's not. But our the commissioner, we have to make the decision, and we're the one we vote for it. So I think we have to take more care of the city budget. There's a lot of houses now. Next year, I promise it's gonna be better for Harlingen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you for answering 4 questions for us in the area of community development, economic development, city budget and taxes, and public safety. So now we're going to allow you 2 minutes each to make your case to the voters. And by the way, early voting's already started. If you haven't already voted, you can do so this week as well. And then, of course, the election is on November the 5th. We're going to start on the other end of the table this time with Mr. Pena. You have 2 minutes to do a closing statement.
Thank you. Again, my name is Beto Pena. I'm a candidate in District 4 for City Commissioner. I think that a lot of the future of Harlingen can depend on tourism. I've got some really great ideas to bring many people into Harlingen. Everyone will benefit from it. The hotels, the restaurants, some may even decide to become residents here. The important thing here is also that we cannot overlook the salaries of those employees who work for 8 hours a day in 105-degree weather. I see them in my neighborhood. They work till late at night. I've walked out there and said, can I bring you guys a bottle of water, anything? Luckily, they're very well supplied with refreshments, and I've always thanked them for staying and accomplishing what they were asked to do. Harlingen can grow, and it can grow as fast as we want it to grow. I do want Harlingen to return to the status of capital city of the valley. People will want to come to Harlingen. People will not leave Harlingen because there will be so many things to do. Yes, we currently have events. To me, the majority of them are geared towards adults, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what about we do events for little kids, for young children, for teenagers? I may not read a report involving a teenager in my office charged with a crime. I will finish with this. I will be your full-time city commissioner. I'm about to leave my employment, and I'll have nothing to do but devote my time to the city of Harlingen. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, we have so much beautiful auditoriums in Harlingen that we can utilize. We can bring in high-class programs, just something that can bring tourism into Harlingen. That can happen, but that doesn't happen every month, you see. So we need to look at what can generate, the taxes, the revenue to Harlingen. Look, I believe that I am the right candidate to represent District 4. I want to be the voice of District 4. I've listened to so much concerns in District 4. We need more consistency. We need to see more flourishment in District 4. We need to see our streets being fixed. We need to see the drainage being fixed. We need to do a lot of things in District 4. And there is progress. I'm not saying there's no progress, but we need more. And I believe that I'm the right candidate. I've been living on District 4, on F Street. I've been there. That's my stomping grounds. I went to Lamar School. I went to Copley. And I'm proud to say that I grew up on District 4. So I ask for your support, for your vote. Make some calls. I'm friends from District 4 and ask them to vote for BT Lions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Morales?
Thank you. Let me, Ciudad Victoria, which is the capital of Tamaulipas, is making contact with who? The FAR Reynosa International Bridge. They're going to do what? A highway straight to that. FAR is forging economic ties with Aguascalientes in Mexico. And believe it or not, some people that were there were Japanese investors. Hueslaco is doing the same thing with Zacatecas. San Benito is working with Monclova, Coahuila. We, the city of Harlingen, needs to be what? Connected to the world a lot faster than we are right now. This leads to diversification, leads to secure jobs, and leads to what? Tourism. Dollars are coming in from somewhere else, not from us. We need that. We must learn to lower this 3.5 and get our revenues from somewhere else, elsewhere. It's all doable. This is not rocket scientists. People have been doing this for years. San Benito right now, that's the wrong part. My goal is nothing more than to improve the present status of Harlingen and to see a better future for generations to come. My commitment for you, for District 4, is to improve the quality of life, not only for District 4, but for the city of Harlingen. There's plenty of growth and plenty of opportunity. We cannot just wait for somebody else to come in and take it. If we were number 3 30 years ago, we're number 6. These others that I just mentioned, guess what? They're moving as fast as they can. And they will be the ones that we're going to be looking up to them if we don't be careful. This is how fast things are moving. We can go from 6 to 10 real fast and to 11 within 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sanchez?
I think we have to work together with the Brownsville because we got the bigger bridge on the valley they can be using is belong 25% to the city of Harlingen, 25% to San Benito, and 50% to the Cameron County. But the county judge and the county commissioner don't want to split anything to us, to Harlingen. That's why we need to work together and get together with them and make it pass the tracks over here for this side to us so we can make more money for the city of Harlingen and the city of San Benito too. We're growing up a lot in the houses. You go out of Harlingen or in Harlingen, you can see a lot of different things going on. Like now, before, you don't see this. So we have to work together and yeah, I know bricks and more stores, like I said, for the mall or whatever, but I think we're going pretty good. for the city of Harlingen. And we're gonna grow some more for the next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for answering these questions. And now I'm going to go to some of the questions that were submitted by the audience. I think we will have time. If y'all do 1 minute on each of these questions, we should be able to finish in time. So the first question was, says the economy, investments, and jobs are way behind Texas' booming economy. Explain how you would recruit more new markets to the inner deteriorated city and industrial parks. And I know some of y'all have touched on this in your answers previously, but explain how you would recruit more new markets to the inner deteriorated city and industrial parks. I'd like to go ahead and start with Mr. Sanchez, and then we'll go, if you'll pass the mic down, and we'll go all the way back to Mr. Pena.
Okay. I think it's very easy to work with the Chamber of Commerce, the EDC, and the 4B, and bring some more industrial into the industrial park. We got the bigger industrial park on the valley too, but we're not using that. We need to get connected to the Mexico and put some more promotions in there and go visit there and take a crew or commissioners or Chamber of Commerce or whatever and go over there and visit to the chambers in Mexico. Mexico City, Monterrey, those are the closest city that they close to us. And we can grow up more and more, like I said. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Morales?
Would you repeat the question, please?
Yes, sir, I will. Explain how you would recruit more new markets to the inner deteriorated city and industrial parks.
First things first, you have an EDC department that the individual that's a director is well versed. He is originally from Brownsville. He worked at the Harlingen Airport, and we brought him in from Madison, which is the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He is well versed. Make no mistake. All we need to do is make sure we don't get in the way and just support it. Everything that I said earlier about the other cities, we need to do that just as well, if not better. He has the contacts. We came very close to getting a major company coming in, but we didn't. The only reason we were actually looked at is because of him. He didn't say that. I'm saying that. And we'll have a lot more companies, industry, looking at Harlingen just because of him. We just have to stand up, get out of his way, and let him do his work, his job, and you'll see the production. You'll see the revenues.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Vargas?
I do agree with what the mayor is saying. The EDC should have that flexibility to make calls, maybe form a coalition with Brownsville, with all near cities up to McAllen, and see what we can do to bring in the industrial businesses into the area. I said they play a big role. EDC plays a great role to bring in the businesses. Now, I'm not too sure what's going on with EDC right now. I'm not in yet, but I want to come into the city. Then I will get into that and speak to the leadership of EDC and see what's going on, what can be done, and what is the plan to bring that business in.
And I think that was Mr. Pena. Did you have a chance to answer?
No, you will come around.
Okay, come on.
I think one of the greatest things that could have happened, not the greatest, but one of the greatest things that could have happened to Harlingen was to become a part of the I-69, Interstate 69. We're already partners at the Los Indios Bridge with the county and I believe the city of San Benito. We're already partners there. For those of you that may not realize is that the Los Indios Bridge is the only place that these massive oil tankers that are coming to the Port of Harlingen and the Port of Brownsville loaded with diesel, that's their only exit point. But more importantly, yes, the EDC, I think, even though we're not privy to all the information, I do believe that they're doing their job in trying to recruit industry, I hope. If the industry that they recruit has a tie with Mexico, it's a perfect match. We have the bridge, we have the interstate system. no longer do we have these really small highways. Thank you.
All of you for participating, and again, for throwing your hat in the ring. I think, and I congratulate all the people that were here tonight, because that shows that you are very interested and want to learn about where the county stands on various issues. I will say this, and this is a shameless plug for my employer, UTRGV, but I will say that we do have a small business development center. I heard many of you talking about small businesses being the heart. And we provide free services for businesses. We also have an entrepreneurship center. And so if you're interested in starting, you have a product that you want to get to market and you think it's a great idea, we can help you with that as well. We have worked closely with your EDC director. He is terrific. In fact, we have a person there that's in his office that then reaches out when the public comes to him, and to her, actually, it's a lady. She will then direct them to the services that are proper. He likes her so much, he's recently hired her full time. So it shows that they're doing the work that was intended. And so UTRGV is here to be your partner and to help you in the city as you continue to grow. We also love the fact that we have a growing presence here in the city of Harlingen. And these are good paying jobs, right? They're good paying jobs, primarily in the health arena. And those are the people that are then going to live in the city. They're going to bank in the city. They're going to buy from the stores in the city, eat at your restaurants. That is what we want really for the entire Rio Grande Valley to grow together and to grow strong. So we thank you very much for what you're doing. We encourage everybody to please go out and vote if you haven't already. And best wishes to each of you candidates. Thank you.